James Webb, NASA's Space Telescope delivers spectacular pictures. Stunning images of a stellar nursery and a cosmic dance have been acquired by NASA's new 10 billion space telescope. The two pictures and others were presented to the world on Tuesday to mark the James Webb Observatory's readiness to begin science operations. The facility has spent the past 6 months since launch undergoing testing. Viewed as the successor of the famous Hubble telescope, Webb is expected to be a dominant force for discovery for at least the next 20 years. The new observatory is a joint project of US, European and Canadian space agencies. It has been specially tuned to see the sky in the infrared that's light at longer wavelengths that can be sensed by our eyes. This will give it the ability to look deeper into the universe than its predecessor and as a consequence detect events occurring further back in time, more than 13.5 billion years ago. Astronomers will also use its more advanced technologies to study the atmosphere of planets in our Milky Way galaxy in the hope that signs of life can be detected. The initial batch of images were just a taster of what would follow, said Professor Gillian Wright, the British researcher who co-leads one of Webb's 4 infrared instruments. Whenever you look at the sky in a new way, you see things that you did not expect. The fact that these new data are so good, that they are of such good quality, that they have been obtained in just a few hours of observation, that's telling you that the discoveries are just sitting out there waiting to be made. The director of the UK Astronomy Technology Centre told to BBC News. SMACS 0723 is a huge cluster of galaxies. It's known to astronomers as a gravitational lens because the mass of the cluster bends and magnifies the light of objects that are much further away. Everywhere you see a red arc-like structure, that's something a galaxy way in the distance and the far further back in time. The light is some of those arcs has taken over 13 billion years to reach. And here is the slightly bizarre thing. Some of those arcs on either side of the image are actually the same objects. This light has been bent through SMACS 0723 on more than one path. You will have been seen version of those coffee table book of stunning Hubble images. The southern ring of H-burst nebula is a giant expanding sphere of gas and dust that's been lit up by a dying star in the center. As stars age, they change the way they make energy and eject their outer layer, and then when the star gets very hot again, it energizes all that material it has previously spurned. The southern ring is nearly half of a light year in diameter and is located about 2,000 light years from the Earth. This type of structure is called a planetary nebula, but it actually has nothing to do with planets. It's misnomer from the early days of telescope when they did not have anything like the resolution they have today. Just as Webb wants to see how stars are born, it wants to see how they die also.
6.5 months ago, a rocket launched from Earth carrying the world's newest, most powerful deep space telescope on a journey 1 million miles into the cosmos. First of all, that blows my mind. 1 million miles into the cosmos. Along the way, unfolding itself, deploying a mirror 21 feet wide, a sun shield the size of a tennis court, and 250,000 tiny shutters, each one smaller than a grain of sand. Put together, it's a new window into the history of our universe. And today we're going to get a glimpse of the first light to shine through that window. Light from other worlds, orbiting stars, far beyond our own. It's astounding to me when I read this and I saw the first. I mean, it really is. Anyway, I don't want to, I'll see what they think when we see this. But light where stars were born and from where they die. Light from the oldest galaxies, the oldest documented light in the history of the universe, from over 13 billion, let me say that again, 13 billion years ago. It's hard to even fathom.
About 29 million light years away, Stephen Quintet is located in the constellation Pegasus. It's notable for being the first compact galaxy group ever discovered. 4 of the 5 galaxies within the quintet are locked in a cosmic dance of repeated close encounters. The WEBB image does not look that different from the Hubble version at first glance, but the new telescope infrared sensitivity will pull out different features as astronomers study. And this was the great hope that we would have WEBB working alongside Hubble. They have different strengths, and being able to compare and contrast will give scientists a new dimension to their studies. We do not know for how much longer Hubble will operate. It's 23 years old and prone a technical glitch, but the officials at NASA who are in charge of the old warhorse have just submitted a 5-year budget plan. Keep your finger crossed. Carina Nebula was a classic target of the Hubble telescope, WEBB's predecessor, although in the WEBB version we get a very different rendering. Carina is one of the largest and brightest nebula in the sky, located roughly 7,600 light years from the Earth. Nebula are stellar nurseries. They are a massive cloud of gas and dust in which new stars are forming. Except in the WEBB image, we not see the stars. Our eyes are down to all the gas and the dust. Astronomers refer here to a cosmic reef or cosmic cliff, a kind of broad demarcation between.
You see this kind of bubbly, almost foamy appearance throughout the whole nebula with some very structured shells. And this foaminess is showing up in orange mainly, and this is due to the molecular hydrogen that's newly formed in the expansion, just lighting up the gas and dust of this nebula.